But as y'all know, we're on a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks, iHeartRadio, Party 1019, the Matrix Studios Network. And what I like to do is highlight businesses. So this here is my business segment. And we have Dre Steinberg of Design to Conquer. Now, Steinberg, I don't know how many black people I know in Steinberg. You got
an interesting name.
Let's talk to me about that, because I'm interested in finding out.
So I guess a very interesting background. Ironically enough, both of my parents met in foster care. So my father was adopted by a Jewish man.
Gotcha.
So I have a great grandfather by the name of Dre Steinberg, who
Nice.
I inherited the last name from. So growing up has been an interesting thing, because I went to Catholic school. I graduated from Cardinal Hayes out in the Bronx. So a lot of people, this is prior to the Drake thing. So the only people that you could think of, this was Amari Stoudemire, who's a black Jew, and then Lenny Kravitz.
Right.
So those two people was like, oh yeah, you like Lenny Kravitz, or you like but then Drake came and made it more acceptable to be quote unquote black
Jew. That's what I figured. I was like, maybe his dad is Jewish. It's nice to hear background. Because similar to my sister, I was adopted, so I got the last name Seabrook too.
Oh,
so
okay.
You see?
People that care about us.
Exactly. Right. Indeed. All right, so Design to Conquer, that started out during the pandemic.
Yes.
Give us a little feedback about that.
Okay, so my background is creative. I'm an Adobe certified visual artist, so I spent a lot of time going to school and developing my graphic design techniques. During COVID, prior to COVID, I was working at JP Morgan Chase as a presentation specialist. So I was dealing with a lot of presentation decks and working with bankers to pitch ideas and things like that. But once COVID hit, we went remote, and then after going remote, I ended up getting terminated. And with the whole isolation and being separated from family and friends, I went into this real depressive state where I didn't really find any purpose or what I wanted to do. And so Design to Conquer originally was an affirmation. I said it to myself, I am designed to conquer. And it was something that helped me to regain my courage and regain my purpose. And so with that, I took it a step further. I went out and utilized a lot of small business agencies and things like that to help me in the pursuit of getting my LLC. And so I turned that affirmation into a business. So now I'm helping people conquer their industry. Like, I got the little merch on.
Okay, let me see. Conquer your industry. I like that.
Industry, right? That. So it's still an affirmation for myself. I still say I am designed to conquer, but now it has more of an impact now that I have my creative agency behind me to promote it and help other people do as much as possible for themselves as I did for myself.
That's what's up. I am designed to conquer. That's a dope affirmation. I agree. I'm with you. So am I. Right. We got to conquer this, because we are deserving, right?
Absolutely.
It made, especially that pandemic, it made it feel like what I felt like the pandemic, you either gonna fall, you're gonna sink, or you're gonna swim and you're gonna find that island and figure out your island with all the fruit and right?
So even with that, conquer is such a strong word, and so it was reassuring for me to say it and gravitate towards the things and realize what I was capable of.
Right.
Being isolated, especially for me, I'm more of an outward person, extrovert, so that with strain to a certain confinements during that time and be limited to things, it had me wonder, who my real friend? Do people care? Nobody's checking in on me. I had to find things within myself to then be able to provide for others and outwardly express those things.
As you said that, let's just relay on that, right? We say, do people care about me? But so many people are also going through a lot of things, right? But we're just so mentally going through our own stuff that we're thinking, oh, nobody love me. But wait a minute. Oh, you know what? Maybe they're going through something too. So we just have to take heed to that and not think that everybody is not thinking about us, because there's been plenty of times where I have and I'm doing something, or I just don't want to talk, you know what I'm saying, and don't reach out. So
honestly, this is the earliest I've been talking. I typically don't even talk in the morning. I typically start talking around 12. So.
We got you out early. Shout out to you. It's a good look. I do that often, I know. So you have a blog on your platform called the No Gatekeeping series. This is dope. So what's that about, and how did you select that name?
So No Gatekeeping, it kind of speaks for itself. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a very upfront and forward person. So the name suggests putting other people on, sharing information and giving tidbits on how somebody else can get into what you're doing. So I reach out to other successful entrepreneurs in different industries that have something to offer. I try to ask them questions that will be insightful for the next generation or a peer. So typically, it would go, sometimes people may ask a forward question and people beat around the bush with the answer, but well, it's more so about who you and
Right.
No, I need the
Well,
exact.
who do you know?
Right. Who put you into this position?
Right.
And I'll say shout out to PR to Politics for making
Yes.
this possible for me.
Yes,
So if you
Raven, that's so cool.
yes, and anybody who's interested in knowing how I got here in this position is because of Raven.
Yeah.
So things like that is being able to name drop confidently and not feel like you are in competition with the next person that's looking for help.
Right.
So I typically try to reach out to people that I see directly, but I also offer it up for people to meet people. So if you know somebody that's interested, that's doing something positive or impactful in the community or has an initiative of their own, I try to reach out to them, schedule some time to ask them a couple questions, and then we utilize my Instagram page, LinkedIn, and my blog to spread that message and then help the next person. So it all depends on what industry they're in and how that can help whoever's listening.
Gotcha.
Looking.
Gotcha. That's right. No gatekeeping
gatekeeping.
allowed. It just doesn't make sense. Look at, there's been a meme, right? 50 million different breads, right? Everybody buy different breads. Some buy Sara Lee, some buy Wonder, you know what I mean? Some buy 7 grain. There's something for everybody, and what you may have could help still the same somebody and vice versa.
Right.
We learn every day.
Even with the bread kind of idea, even if I give you the recipe, it's not
Like
like you're gonna make it the same way. So
Exactly.
drop those gems
Right.
and pass the information on so that the next person can benefit. And there's enough money in the world and enough opportunity in the world for
It is.
everybody to win and conquer.
That part. So you have a lot of programming as well. Tell us about the Wearable Art Program.
Oh, I'm doing research today. So the Wearable Art Program is an initiative that I started to help the youth. I come from Harlem, and some of the programs I went to were the Children's Aid Society. I remember this one. I'm really glad they made Word.
Which I was going to talk about as soon as you're done too. Art teachers.
That's dope, right?
Yeah.
So that was one of the initiatives that I wanted to give back. And I work at the Millbank site in Harlem. And so while I was there, I started the initiative with the site manager, Casper, and developed this so that the young people can get exposure to creative outlets. We focus on creating wearable art, which is fashion that represents them. So I show them the fashion techniques from t-shirt development to manufacturing, silk screening, and primarily with design. So I give them outlets, and we talk about typography, we talk about color, we talk about imagery, and then they then have the ability to create the products themselves. So I bring in also other people that have done the work. So I like to give them a full range of experience. So I had other t-shirt brands, I had fashion influencers, I had people that did unique kind of things with footwear. So I brought in people like Whitney, who has something called the Creative Era, and she does customized sneakers. I brought in Squeaks, who has a clothing brand called Lethal Inspiration. And I expose them to just other forms of expression so that they don't have to rely just on rap and things like that. So you can express yourself through clothes. And I find that's a great way for the young people to have an outlet outside of just the traditional means.
So I want to say a lot of us behind this platform are teaching artists poetry. He does the podcasting and music and things of that nature. Then we have one who does business. So
that's dope. Well,
so we could definitely build.
I definitely will come out.
We connect. All right. So talk to us about LLCs and your LLC Ready New York City program.
As another initiative, again, like I said, I'm a very giving person, and I try to not gatekeep anything and provide for the next person. So with the LLC Ready, it's an initiative that I started that will be service free. So we're not charging anybody to get it done, but we're gonna help. I'm starting at 100, but I really want to get to 1,000. So I'm gonna help 100 Black entrepreneurs in New York City to obtain their LLC, and we're going to provide the services for 100% free. All they have to pay for is the New York City application fee, and that's it. So they'll be able to turn their idea into an actual business with our help. So right now, that started maybe a couple days ago, and it just came to my mind. How's another way that I can make an impact and influence the next generation or that next person that may not have their foot in the door? So again, it's just to push creativity, help people to ignite their own passion and drive that force. So the LLC Ready is totally free. We don't charge anything. You just have to pay, I think it's $125 for the application fee itself, but we'll walk you through that process. And then once you get the LLC, we can work with you to obtain your EIN number and also give you some information about business banking so that you can hit the ground running as smoothly and as professional as possible.
That's what's up. That's what we do. It's a good look with Poetry Bars and Hooks. So before we go, I know branding is pretty much what you help people do. How important is it to be a brand, to highlight your brand, to mark your brand, to...
Yeah, it's a full-time job, really. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is to find the person that knows what they're doing, right? In today's environment and today's culture, it seems like people are pushing for do-it-yourself. So you can spend a lot of time trying to be more than what you're supposed to be. If you're the creative that handles poetry, why do you need to be worried about branding and how to make a logo and how to create a website? Focus on what you do so that you'll be able to be the best version of that. So when it comes to branding, I try to give out as much information as possible so that people can have a better understanding, so that they understand the importance. Typically people come to me like, I need a logo. But I'm like, your logo is just one piece to the puzzle. Logo is great, but what's your brand story? So that you can get on airways. Logo with that. And that your logo can represent that. So, or even when you come onto the edge, you have something to talk about, or people can connect to that, because branding is really a story. And the better the story is and the better that it's crafted, the more inviting and the more appealing it is for your target audience to generate and gravitate towards what you want them to do, whether that is purchase something or be involved in an impact that you're trying to create or anything. So branding is really the key to success for businesses, medium-sized businesses of all sizes.
Absolutely. All right, so I don't know where they can find you, and if you have any last-minute words that maybe I didn't touch on.
Well, my name is Dre, like the doctor. You can find me on Instagram at Designed to Conquer LLC. Everything spelled like how it sounds. And to everybody that's listening, make sure that you conquer your industry, stay focused. I know that things can be challenging. You may get overwhelmed, but there's always outlets. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, anywhere. Just type in Design to Conquer, and we can set up some time to talk, and I can help you conquer your industry.